Hey guys, GhazzyTV here with another Path of Exile video, and in this one I want to talk about the recent Reddit post that was made talking about this is aging really well, where it's basically talking about the build diversity, player DPS, smooth gameplay, player stress, and player base, essentially. And there's a lot of content creators who made a bunch of tweets about this, and I wanted to tackle this topic because I have a couple of things to say from my perspective, and I wanted to share that, and I wanted to hear you guys' opinions on this. So basically what people are saying is that the current league is boring, it's dull, build diversity is down the drain, and it's just not good. And yeah, the people are just not happy. At the same time, there's a lot of people that are happy, and I wanted to tackle this little topic a little bit and to share my thoughts on it. So without making this video too long, so basically, I think that 3.18 feels like just an extension of 3.17. I think there's a lot of problems that occurred in the early stages, which was mostly fixed with the recent balance changes they made to Arch Nemesis modifiers. Obviously, Headhunter is still a bit wonky. Besides the wonkiness of the Headhunter's approach, I still think that the league itself got a lot better with the recent changes that they made. Obviously, things like effigies shouldn't really be in the game, to be honest. But that said, I still think that the approach that the game is going with these changes is not good. So a lot of people are complaining about build diversity and how it doesn't feel good in the game, right? So let's tackle that little topic first, right? We have uber endgame bosses. Even in a trade league, for someone like myself who pushes builds up to min-max levels, or at least one build every league, I think it's fun. I think it's really fun. That part of the game is amazing. I actually enjoy the fact that there is actually a proper reason or purpose behind actually min-maxing your character, making that character super strong, super good to handle those super endgame bosses. Now, obviously, I tend to go overboard with this with mirror items, but the fact is you can still push a character to be better and better because now there is content that character can overcome by doing that push, right? And I think that's a really good and healthy way to do it. However, with a lower amount of currency or specifically into solo self-fund environments, there will be a very limited amount of builds that can handle that level of difficulty of boss encounters, which is definitely something to take into consideration. But in a trade league, which is where the majority of the player base is, achieving those endgame bosses is more than doable by pushing yourself to get more currency and getting those crafts or mirror servicing or crafting a big item. And there's a wider range of builds that can handle them in trade league than it is in solo self-help, which I think is fine for the uber endgame bosses. The problem I have when it comes to build diversity is that I think that build diversity seems to be pretty fine. People can play exactly the same thing they did in 3.17, and there was a lot of build diversity in 3.17, which means there's a lot of build diversity right now as well. We've seen a kind of a shift as well, where people are going into a situation where they are playing Righteous Fire as one of the main builds. There's Lightning Strike and whatnot as well, of course. There's the DD builds. There's obviously the Mage Skeletons, but lastly was a overwhelmingly higher amount of people playing Mage Skeletons compared to Righteous Fire, for example. And now that's kind of taken a shift in this league, which is pretty cool to see. But my problem with this is that a lot of people are praising that there are no buffs and changes. Obviously, we're taking Arch Nemesis mods aside, but we're looking at the character and build balances. And what people need to realize, and I think that when they need to take a step back and actually look at the game, is that we're playing the game, a lot of us are playing this game a lot for 2, maybe even up to 3 months. In some cases, I do 3 months, for example, every league. So I play 24/7, more or less, right? And not having changes means that there are no new challenges to overcome when it comes to the build creation or the progression of your character, because it's just the same thing like I did in 3.17. That to me is very, very boring. And to keep the game interesting for me, every 3 months, they need to be changes to the game. They need to be balance changes to your characters. Having this 6-month long period of playing the same things, I just don't like it. Obviously, you have the other side of the argument of that topic, which is, well, you can just play something else. Yeah, I can, but I like min-maxing. And I min-max one build every league, and most of those times it is a summoner build. I didn't like when we have syndicate operatives because of the fact that I spent 3 or 4 leagues in a row league starting that character. One character for 3 or 4 leagues in a row. There were still minor changes which made me adjust the build every league, which is fun. But in the end, it was the same thing. Now I played Meixskeletons last league, and I started my Meixskeletons for min-maxing this league, and it's pretty much done. And it's just not as fun. So I'm going to have more fun doing the new builds. I'm going to do a wolf build soon. And look into other builds. Obviously, like I'm going to do Herald of Purity. I'm going to do some melee builds potentially. Looking into that approach instead and have fun with that. Which is easy for me to say who play the game a lot. But I think for people that don't play it that much, might find it boring that they're going to play the same thing again, depending on the approach they have. Even though they have the choice to play something else, depending on their personal preferences. But not having balance changes to your characters just feels lackluster. And to me, it just feels like an extension of the previous league, which is really hurting the enjoyment I get of the longevity of the league, because now it feels like I'm just playing a different version of 317 because my character hasn't changed. A little bit around it has changed, like the Arch Nemesis mods, but my character hasn't changed, and I need that to happen. I need builds to be balanced, buffed or nerfed, to force me into new challenges or new things I have to overcome, and that's what makes the Path of Exile interesting for me. And I'm not sure if I'm alone on this, but it seems like a lot of people in the community, based on this Reddit thread, and based on what a lot of people saying in the chat and whatnot in the community, they're basically saying that they don't like that this is happening. They're saying that like the build diversity is trash and whatnot, but it's just as much as last day. So I'm not sure if I can agree with it. Either way, I just wanted to share my thoughts on this topic, and I want to hear you guys comments about as well. I'll read through all the comments, and let me know in the comments below what you guys have to say about this. And yeah. I just went on a fucking tangent rant there, but I hope you guys didn't power through this long in the video. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe, keep rocking.